Hello everyone, and we're back for another episode of Extinct Bricks Originals.
And for this episode, our main feature would be the LEGO compatible custom Jurassic World Battle at Big Rock NASUTOCERATOPS. But first of all, I'd like to thank YouTube.com Audio Library for this awesome background music. And of course, please like, share, and subscribe, and also hit that notification button. Just click on the icons below. Thanks everyone! The winners of the Guesses PC contest will be announced at the end of the video, but for now, here's how to join. Just click on the Extinct Bricks icon and then click on the community link to be able to see all my posts. Yeah, you go, NASUTOCERATOPS, beat that Allosaurus. And we're back here and moving on with the video. I have here Moira with me to present this Extinct Bricks exclusive custom NASUTOCERATOPS from Battle of Big Rock. And aside from taking inspiration from the clip itself, I also like this render by Luca2951, so please do follow him also on Twitter. He makes these gorgeous renders from LEGO Jurassic World dinosaurs, so check that out also. I also placed in my own interpretation and it turned out really awesome. Moira will be coming back later for some size comparisons, but for now let us have a closer look. So let's pick this custom up and let's have a closer look. And looking at it, you can see that there are subtle details on the head and also the neck, making it very distinctly NASUTOCERATOPS. Color choice wise, you can see that it is very similar to that of the Battle at Big Rock NASUTOCERATOPS, wherein this is probably the male version or the male counterpart of that clip. You can also see that the horns are actually directed towards the front, and there is a very prominent nasal bone on its nasal ridge. I actually shortened the face so that it will definitely look like that of the NASUTOCERATOPS as depicted in most skeletal reconstructions of this dinosaur. Articulation is very much similar to that of the LEGO Triceratops, where it can look up and down and also twist its head like so. It also can move its legs on this direction so that it can have several poses on it. It can have a galloping stance such as this one, or it can also be placed on a base plate for you to have several other poses. Let's try it on this one. For this particular pose, maybe I want to have a rearing pose, very much similar to that of Ceratopsian rearing on its hind legs to make or intimidate its predator. Yeah, like that one. Yes. As much as I like making custom carnivores for my collection, you can also see that there are a lot of herbivores listed under my collection list. So this is just one of it. Now let's have size comparisons. So I'm bringing up this Allosaurus as we are talking about Big Rock. And you can see that it is just about the right size when you take a look at the film itself. Okay, so here you can see that there's a formidable size between the NASUTOCERATOPS and the Allosaurus. This is actually my old custom for the Allosaurus, and I do plan to have another one or a version of this one that is very similar to that of the Battle at Big Rock. So Allosaurus fans out there, do watch out for that. Alright, so let's have some size comparisons with the rest of the Ceratopsians. So this is a LEGO Triceratops that I've acquired some years ago, and it's still working good. I like playing with it because it's so sturdy, and I think LEGO did a really good job at this mold, and this is one of the best molds for a dinosaur ever made, next to the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Now let's compare it with the NASUTOCERATOPS custom. You can see that, of course, definitely it's the same size because I took on the same base figure for it. But however, the main differences would be on the shape of the head and also the directions of the horns. Now let's have this one in addition. This is the recently released Lego Triceratops. I like its coloration. It's very colorful and I think it is a good addition to my collection. Let's put it here. Now another favorite of mine, which is also a custom ceratopsian, would be the Jurassic Park Dino Showdown Pachyrhinosaurus. You can see that the nasal horns and also the frill is very intricate in terms of its design, and I like it very much. The colors are likewise vibrant and very soothing to the eyes. Now let's have another one. So this is the, of course, Jurassic World Sinoceratops. You can see that the overall structure, the design of the frills, and also the horns and the face is actually based off from that of the movie. Alright, let's put it aside. Now this is my Styracosaurus from the Jurassic Park Operation Genesis. You can see that the size is a little bit smaller and it is actually in accurate proportion to those of its bigger ceratopsian counterparts. As we have moved on to the medium-sized ceratopsians, maybe it's time for us to move on with the smaller ceratopsians next. First up on the list is this Protoceratops that I made. Really cute, no? And also it has this movable quills on it. So I have two of those. And the next would be this Microceratus. This is one of my cutest ones from my Extinct Pricks Minis collections. And for the last member of the Ceratopsian family that I have so far, this is the hybrid Stegoceratops from Jurassic World Evolution. You can see that there is several additional articulations to this, such as that of the tail as well as the horns. You can see that there are several pieces to the horn itself, and also there are many other additions such as the plates on the back as well as those scutes or osteoderms on the frills. I think this is one of the best hybrids that I've made so far. If you do have suggestions on a next hybrid that I will be doing, please comment that on the comment box below. And that completes the collection so far for my custom and Lego Ceratopsians. We have here Stegoceratops, Sinoceratops, Pachyrhinosaurus, Lego Triceratops, NASUTOCERATOPS, Styracosaurus, Protoceratops, and of course Microceratus. Mara here would like to know which is your favorite ceratopsian from my custom collection. Is it the hybrid or the natural custom ceratopsians? Pick and just comment below. And that's about it for the size comparisons. Let us now go and do our assembly. Now this custom has 6 parts to it. We have here the head. Now let's connect the head with the body piece, and then let's connect the limbs. Let's start with the forelimbs, the left and the right. Now let's connect the hind limbs, the right and the left. And that completes the figure. Pretty simple, huh? Now I do have several footages and also photos of when I was making this figure. This is Extinct Pricks at work. The first thing I did was to cut off the horns and also adjust the frills to make it very similar to that of the NASUTOCERATOPS from the Battle at Big Rock scene. After that, I started on mixing equal parts of epoxy non-saggy A and B and started on with the sculpting face. Here I am putting on the sculpts for the nasal ridge. And here it is with the finished sculpt. After this, I did some wet sanding on the areas with the clay parts, and then I started on with the primering. After primer, I started on with painting with the figure. I started off with several coats of bluish gray on the entire figure, and then after that, I finished off with several coatings of lighter brownish gray on the bottom part or the underbelly part, as well as several darkened scales on the head, frills, and the entire body. An important tip from me to you guys when you are already painting your figure, please have it on a well-lit room or at least do it on daylight. you will have the best results if ever, and you won't have to adjust colors accordingly if you do this. Ting ting! So here I am putting on several more detailed colors on the nasal bone as well as the horns. I wanted it to have or stand out very well on that blue background. And after several more coats of that color, I then moved on to more prominent colors such as this red, maroon, prominent colors of the head as well as the body. It actually highlighted those of the frills as well as the markings on the sides of the entire body of the creature. Several more details were actually added to this creature, such as the colors of the nails, the eyes, as well as the markings on the sides, and also several more scalings with darkened blue colors on the arms or the hind limbs of the creature. This type of scaling detailing on the legs are carried over on the back of the frills also. After this, I also put on the finishing details such as the eyes and several more markings on the face. It is almost end of the video, so it's time for us to have some last looks. Nasutoceratops actually came from the Latin words and the Greek words nasutus in Latin meaning large nose and ceratops meaning horned face. So it is technically large nose horned face. The presence of pneumatic elements in the nasal bones of Nasutoceratops are a unique trait and are unknown in any other ceratopsid. Asher and Moira is herding this lost Nasutoceratops back to its enclosure. I hope they make it before sundown. Now it is time for us to announce the Guess This PC contest winners. And for this time, we have 10 lucky picks to announce. Tristan Akbar, John Vasquez, The Easy Channel, Eric Rex Briggs 23, Julian Caraveo, The GCL, Louis Shell 049, Bizarre Mars, Supreme G, and Hack Dog. Congratulations everyone! Now it's time for our top 10. Antonio Neri, Marian Barzikov, Hazard 161 Game, Mahmoud Mahmoud, Meme Meme, Madonna Nara, Do Dirty, Shirley Bowie, Crispy Critter, and Maurithanicus the Spinosaurus. Congratulations everyone, and I'll see you on the next Guess This PC contest. Also, our baby puppies, Moira and Asher, has their own vlog now, The Adventures of Moira and Asher. Please do subscribe and watch their videos as well. Thanks everyone! Please also follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and here in YouTube. And as we always would say, let your inner dino break roar!